Hello and welcome back to this complete beginner tutorial on Cities Skylines. And we are making some good money right now. We are about to hit 300 population, which I believe something special is going to happen there. So let's just unpause and let it roll. Right now things are looking really nice. We do have a residential demand, so again we're just going to continue to fill this area with residential. Nice and easy. Our road system is not grid completely, right? So we are kind of like, it is kind of like by building a little bit of non-grid, it's sort of forcing us to build more non-grid, right? You can't really build grid on top of non-grid. So we're kind of just working from this. It's sort of like a weird angled grid system out this way, but it's uneven and unsymmetrical, but it adds a little bit of character to these areas. Okay, maybe I'm mistaken here. Maybe we're not quite gonna hit. Maybe it's, there we go. 320, not 300, guys. Okay, there we go. There we go. So we have hit the little hamlet. We have hit the first milestone. So these milestones is the way that it's going to slowly add more elements to the game over time. So now some of the things that we've unlocked, we also get a big amount of money. It doesn't tell us how much money we get, but we get a big lump sum every time we hit one of these milestones to help us build these extra services that people now require. So the new services that people are going to start requiring is garbage, healthcare, and education. We can also adjust taxes and loans. So if we go to the tax screen here, so there's 3 tabs here for loans. We could take a 20,000 simoleon loan. I don't think we need to do that though. We're doing fine right now. Now we have an education budget slider here that we could play around with, and for health and garbage as well. Here is the taxation thing, and without you know, going into this too in depth, my understanding is you can go up to 12%. No one will care. You can go up to 12%. This is probably one of the poorest elements of gameplay in this entire game. Like, you set it to 12% and forget about it. I don't think there's any like benefit to going above or below 12%. We're going to keep it 11% just in case I'm wrong. Just in case I'm wrong, because we are growing. But if we switch it up to 11%, you're going to notice that this number down here, this growth, this income that we're making is going to go up radically. Let's double check our power situation here. 2 ways we could do that is we can hit the power thing here, like we're going to build more and we see it up here. Or we can go over to here and just go to the map mode for power. So we are going to need more power. The power requirement is actually creeping up on us fast. We might want to build a coal power plant just for... That's 500 a week. We're making plenty of money. Whereas the wind turbines are only 80 a week. You know what? Maybe we hold off. Maybe we hold off for now. One of the things, though, about the wind turbine is this is creating noise pollution. As you can see, there's the earmuff thing in this big radius, this orange circle. The Sims really, really, really don't like noise. It actually makes them sick. It actually will make the Sims sick, and it makes them... Yeah, this is not ideal. In fact, I'm wondering... Oh, we can move it over here. Yeah, let's move these over here. Get them away from the Sims. They'll appreciate that. They'll appreciate that. And actually, the wind is even stronger on this side of the sort of the jetty, I guess, right? Peninsula. So there we go. So we just optimized our power a little bit. We're still making a bunch of money because that wind turbine is not very expensive at all. We have some new map markers here. We can actually hit the traffic one. Hooray! So we can start monitoring our traffic, because that's one of the most enjoyable things in the entire game. Oh, but one thing we do need to do is we need to make sure that all these are connected. That could have been bad. Could have been bad. If they lose power, what's going to happen is they're all going to be abandoned. The buildings will become abandoned. And that's not good. So this is saying, we're getting a message here saying, a pop-up just warning us, not enough workers. We need more workers. And it's saying we need more in residential. So let's do more residential. We haven't even looked at the new services we just unlocked. Garbage is probably going to be the most important. So let's get a garbage. Now let's put it over in the industrial zone so it's not polluting the neighborhoods. I wonder why it won't let us build there. pause the game for a second because I think we're going to break these power lines just for a quick second. Let's build it. Can we build it like that? Okay, let's build it like that. I don't know why it won't let us fit it there, though. That's kind of weird to me. Let's build it like that, though. And one thing we could also do that would be kind of cool is let's actually go in here. We're going to the straight... Again, there's 3 different kinds of tools here. There's the freeform road tool, which is really, really fun to do for curved roads. And then there's the straight tool, and then, of course, upgrade. I don't usually use the curved road tool, but you could do some interesting things with it. But we'll play around with those as we need. But I think here we just want a straight road, and we're doing one-way. We're doing a one-way. This will help us line it up here, so we want to line it up there. It's giving us a heads up. That's how to do that. So we're making this a one-way. So in fact, we could actually make this a one-way too. So again, traffic is a big issue in the industrial zones. By doing this, so let's look at what I just did here. So we've created a traffic loop. Now here's what we really need, actually. Can't build the freeways yet. But what we really need, actually, is a road that comes off of here and goes there. But now we've sort of like broken that thing about no curve or no... Now that we've done that, let's delete this. I like it. So what this means is, let's look at what we just did here. Now I'm wondering, do we want this to be a one-way as well, actually? Yeah, we do. I think we do. Okay, now we can analyze the situation here. So trucks that are coming from the outside world, it's actually suboptimal that they have to go around this loop to get to the industrial zone. We could fix that in the future. We could create a bypass for them to get to this section without having to go through the commercial district, because goods will need to be delivered, imports will need to be made into here to give these factories the raw resources that they need to produce goods that will get shipped to here. But right now what we have is all one-way roads in our industrial section. And this is going to radically improve the traffic situation here. So vehicles come in this way. They're flowing, again, constantly. Everybody's just flowing in the same direction. They get to here, and they can either turn left, they need to go this way, and work their way up this road. Oh, power. Cut the power lines, that's right. We forgot to do something about that. Got it all hooked back up. So they come into here, they can go straight or turn left. And then here they have to turn to the left or to the right. So they're either going to this area or they're going to this area, or they can come around here and go to these areas, or these areas. And if they really need to go here, then they'd have to peel around at this point. Not ideal, but it's okay. Not too many trucks are going to need to make specific deliveries to these 3 buildings. So we'll be fine there. But then they all just flow this way, and they flow, flow, flow. If they need to go out to the city, they just go there and they're out. No big deal. If they need to come back into the city, like they're workers maybe, trying to get home, or they're making deliveries to the commercial areas, then they're just going to turn left here and go into this loop and come back around. Here he comes. Well, this is actually a garbage truck. Hit this little button to follow it. We can hit this button down here for the free camera mode. For some nice little... Wow. This game is such a good-looking game. Such a good-looking SimCity style game. It's just so peaceful, you know? Look at your city from this level. No matter what you think your city looks like, I promise you, if you zoom in on this level, and you see the little Sims walking around on the roads, and driving through, and people parking, I mean, look at it, it looks incredible. It looks incredible. Every city, I promise, if you zoom in, every city is going to look awesome. That's my promise to you. What a nice rock right here. Very nice little rock. Got some really nice trees on this map too. I really like this tree. Okay, so the other thing we haven't done is health and education. So if we could see, let's click on some of these buildings here. So these require completely uneducated workers, but if we look at the requirements here, increase the land value. Okay, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. So if we look at a building, we haven't actually looked at a building, so maybe we need to slow it down for a second here. If we click on this building, this industrial building, reminds us this is industry, yellow, and it shows us it can level up. So right now this is just a level 1 building. It's saying we need to educate more citizens. Oh, wow. Okay, that came out of nowhere. We will check this out in a second, and there's a lot of stuff in here. We'll check that out in a second. So we're making money, so there's no reason to pause the game. We're growing and we're making money. No reason to pause the game right now. In fact, we're making good money. Really good money. So all these buildings seem to actually only require uneducated workers, but they're saying that they'll level up if we get more educated citizens. Okay, because to level up, we're actually if this building was level 2, it would require better educated citizens to work in these buildings. We'd still need some uneducated workers, but this number would sort of get spread around to these other areas. In fact, if this buildings, once they get to level 3, they actually require a lot of college graduates. So this is basically elementary school, high school, and then college graduate. So that's for industry there. And we can rename all these as well, which is really cool too. So here we're looking at this building. The commercial, same idea going on here. All uneducated workers, because basically all of our citizens are uneducated. So we need more educated citizens to level these up anyways. But it's also complaining about land value. Land value. We actually can't even go to the land value map mode yet. It looks like, yeah, that's down here. It's not even allowing us to look at that. That's fine. If we go here though, the Robin residence, we can see that we have a child, 3 teens, and 6 adults living here. We have 3 households. So it's not very realistic, but you can have more than one household. Well, not to say that you can't in real life, but I mean, like, you'll see that there'll be like 5 or 6 families living in a single house. But not just a single house, but like every single house, which is not realistic. There's mods that fix that, though, if you're interested in doing a more realistic distribution of your population, which is really cool. And we'll probably be doing a playthrough eventually of that mod as well, because I think it's a really cool mod. But so this is saying we need to educate. We need to educate these people for this level up. So let's get them some education. So we go to this book here, and now we can build an elementary school. Voila. And as we place this, we can see, okay, this is the second time we've actually placed a service building. I kind of glossed over it with the landfill. I'm sorry about that. We'll look at it more detailed here with the elementary school. So looking at the elementary school, we're seeing that it's lighting up the roads very nicely, a very nice bright green in this area, gray in this section. So if we actually had Sims that lived on this road here, they would not be able to get to school. They would not be able to get to school very easily. They would still educate, but it'd be at a very, very reduced rate. This looks like a very nice spot. We do have to demolish some homes to do this, unfortunately. It's just the way that it goes. But this is going to make all the people that live in the actual neighborhood have a good access to education. So let's put that down. Now, these are very expensive, 10,000 simoleons to drop that. We also had remembered that we needed health. So here's a little medical clinic here. Same idea. We place this here, it looks like we're going to get a nice bright green over most of this area here, including everything except for this little strip here. So this is going to be very good. Placing it right here, nice bright green. That also probably costs us about 10,000 simoleons. Okay, so now we've given them garbage. As we can see, it's not super bright green over here, but trust me, our city's not big enough. We can put out 15 garbage trucks. So even though this is farther away for the garbage collection, it is still green. There is still a shade of green. In fact, let's go to this mode so we don't have to actually like have a garbage landfill in our hands here. We can zoom in very easily here and see that there's still green here. The trucks will still make it over here. And we can see there's actually trucks that are making pickups, doing pickups of garbage that are going back. Anything in purple is relevant to the type of building, type of map mode that we're in. The purple stuff is relevant to that type of map mode. So if we go to like health, for example, if there were any ambulances out and about picking up people that are sick, they would be in purple. But no ambulances are in use. No sick people in our city yet, which is great, which is awesome. Now, they were potentially going to be sick if we started building a huge wind turbine farm over here. That would actually cause them to be sick. Or if we were building on pollution. They'll get sick naturally, like people just get sick sometimes, but there's ways that your citizens might get extra sick, like if there's, you know, polluted water, or, you know, just other forms of pollution, or noise pollution. All causes the Sims to get sick at a higher rate. Oh, it's actually, so let's go back. Okay, a couple things going on. Before we check out that milestone, we just unlocked a new milestone. Let's keep going with our neighborhood. Keep expanding it. And you know what I'm thinking here? Maybe we need to do some sort of triangular thing going on. We're kind of breaking apart the arrowhead a bit, aren't we? It's sort of like now it's a tree that's had its top cut off. Sort of. Alrighty. Let's keep building the residential section out. Music's getting a little loud. It fluctuates quite a bit. It's kind of annoying actually, but that's okay. Let's get more residential going here. Let's actually make a curved road. So let's go to the freeform road tool, and let's actually... Yeah, we don't have a lot of room here, do we? Maybe we'll start it here instead. Yeah, like that. So there's the line, of course, that's going to be the road, right? The deep blue, the deep light blue. And then there's that like transparent blue at the edges. That's the zoning that's going to lay down. So we can see that if we do this, we're going to get a nice zoning pattern here. It's not going to overlap too much here. It overlaps here, of course, but that's just the way of it, you know. And of course, we have snapping on, so that's helping us make these roads. We've made a curve here, but it's helping us sort of snap to where we want to snap to. Ooh, this would look kind of nice if we actually came in and connected like this. Yeah, that kind of looks kind of nice. It's curved, but it's still kind of like it meets back up, and it has some straight sections to it. But we did just cut the powers, so let's make sure we get this all hooked up. Nice. There we go. So now again, we're connecting to these blue zones. As you can see, buildings transfer power. There's cabling underground. We don't have to have these power lines going to every single home. Not a problem whatsoever. But we need tons of residential. Like, it's just these people can't get enough. Can't get enough. So let's just get a bunch of residential down here. Okay, complaining about power, but we know they're hooked up. What does this mean? And crime. We haven't looked at the new services we just unlocked. We're getting behind. Oh no. So we might need to just pause the game for a second. I don't know. We're making a bunch of money. Let's pause the game and kind of look through some of this stuff. We can pause the game whenever we want. There's no shame in it whatsoever. That's literally... We can pause the game and think about these things because there's a lot of stuff going on. We're seeing these little burglar things popping up, so that we got crime in these areas. That's not good. We're going to be able to solve that in a second here, though. We also... Why is this area... This is all connected. Why are we having power issues here? Well, probably just we're running out of power, period. We're running out of power. So we haven't unlocked any new power, actual styles of power buildings. Let's just keep building the windmills. In fact, you know what? We're making... Ooh, actually, money's kind of tight. Money's kind of tight right now. I just realized, let's double check the water situation too, because we have the budget reduced quite a bit on water. We're doing okay on water. Doing okay on water. Ooh, look at this though. We have an eligible 175 people for elementary school, but we have capacity for 300. We could go in here and lower the education budget. Let's lower it by like 80%. So you can lower the budget based on nighttime and daytime, but I find that for most things, this doesn't... In the vanilla game, this doesn't... Yeah, let's not worry about that. I just like to lower them together so that I know that it's lowered. Especially for education. It's weird, the Sims will go to school no matter what time of day it is. They don't think about that. So what that's gonna do by lowering the education budget is gonna cut the capacity of our elementary school. Basically, when you lower the budget, that's what you're doing. You're cutting capacity. The capacity of the fire trucks, the capacity of the police, the ambulances that we have. In fact, that's something we could do for sure. I promise we have way more health needs than we actually have 6 citizens. No 6 citizens, health capacity of 100. Yeah, we're doing just fine on that. So let's go back. We need to review that last milestone that we just unlocked, that we were working over in the industrial area when we had... Oh, I'm kind of like squirrel moment here. Let's get a little bit more commercial down because we have a high demand there. Okay. And the residential, we already zoned a bunch of residential, so that should take care of the residential demand once those buildings get built. So let's go back. If we want to review the milestones, we click on this button here. It's next to the areas map button, the milestones. So we just did the worthy village. That's what flashed in front of our eyes, and we didn't really spend too much time. So we could look at all the things we've unlocked here. Districts. Okay, districts and policies. That's really exciting. The policies are kind of how you customize different sections of your city. Or you could just customize the entire city by enacting the policy as a city-wide policy, but you can use districts to enact them specifically to certain areas. That's really, really neat. We have new services, fire, police, and unique buildings. Well, unique buildings are sort of like tourist traps, and they make everybody happy. Make people happy, and they attract the tourists. Okay, so yep, firehouse and police station, of course, for the new services. That makes sense. New industry specializations. We can do forestry specialization and agriculture. We're definitely going to want to take advantage of these. These are low pollution, and they're just kind of neat. They're just kind of cool. It's just really nice flavor for the industrial areas. And the policies that we can use is power usage, water usage, and smoke detector distribution. So here's our policy button. Now we can go here and we can look at these different policies. The power usage one, what does this do? Energy conservation is important. So we can pay a little bit of money per building to reduce the electricity consumption. I don't know if this is actually worth it. We might have to play around with this and see if we make more or less money with that going. And same with the same idea with water. I usually don't hit these buttons here. Then this one, I believe, again, it's 5 cents, simoleon cents per building, reduces the risk of fire. That could be something that I could see us doing that maybe like in the industrial section or something. But again, I don't know how much these are going to cost us per week, right? How is this going to kill our budget? We can play around that in the future, but I don't think any of those are super exciting. There's more exciting ones that will be coming down the pipe. But what we do need is we need to take advantage of these new services. So we need to put in a fire station. And the industry really likes fire. They really, really want good fire coverage. So this is a one-way system, right? So if we build it here, there's not going to be very good fire coverage here because for the fire truck to get over here, they have to go all the way around here. So we do kind of need to build it so that they just start here and they can just cover through this whole area depending on what they need to do. This would be a very good spot for the fire station over here. And how much do these cost per... Oh, no. Uh-oh. Time to take a loan. We're making good money. We do need to take a loan here. Okay. Weekly cost of this loan, $60,000 loan, is only $250. We're going to use this $60,000. There's no shame in taking a loan. We could have done this a little differently. We probably don't even need the firefighters at all. We could have just built a police station over here and we'd be totally fine. And we could probably even wait a few weeks and just build it without taking the loan, but there's no shame in taking the loan. Let's take the loan. Let's get a big lump sum of money. And we're still going to be making about $1,000 per week, so there's no problem here whatsoever. But let's get the police station in town. Sneak it into this little cubby hole here. It's going to provide pretty good coverage over the commercial sector. I always like thematically, I always like to have a lot of police, good police coverage in the commercial areas because I feel like that's where the bulk of the crime is going to be thematically. You know, shoplifters and stuff like that rather than burglars. Shoplifters are like an everyday thing, right? Burglars, not so much. I guess it depends on where you live though. But I think no matter where you live, there's going to be shoplifters. So All right, so we have the police down. We do need fire over here too. We could actually pay the price to get the fire over here because we have no fire coverage over here. The fire coverage that we built is specifically for the industry, and it's a big deal that they have their fire. That's one of the services that they really do need. It is important for them to have fire. We could just sneak this in here, and that'll kind of service everybody. It makes everybody happy. You can see everybody's getting nice and happy. Oh, okay, we need to increase the education budget too. Let's unpause now that we have all the services taken care of. We need to go back and increase the education budget because we have more eligible citizens now. We can go up to like 90. As we can see here. Oh no, I misread that, but we're okay. We'll just stay at 90. It's fine. Save a little bit of money. Now we have 2 fire stations though. Here's the thing. We really don't need 2 fire stations for this size of a city. For a city with only 800 people, that's excessive. We definitely, without a doubt, we can lower the actual fire budget. What the problem with the fire is the geographic size of our city required 2 fire stations, not the population or the density of the city. So it's okay if these fire stations are less efficient or have a smaller budget, right? 4 fire trucks is going to be more than enough. Take care of any fires in this area. Usually 1 fire truck would be enough, probably. If we go to the fire map mode, though, we'll see that technically it does make this a little less green, right? But they'll in reality, they'll have no issue getting over here. It won't be a problem. They'll still be able to get up here as well, but it is kind of reducing their effectiveness. Crime is another one that really... And again, this is... You know what? Let's stop playing around with the budget. Totally optional. We were doing that because we were losing money. And as you can see, we're barely riding the line right now. We're riding this line of making money because we took out a loan, so that's $250 a week in interest. Or I guess we're paying it back at $250 a week with interest. But then building these fire stations, as you can see, these are not cheap. This is $500 a week. I mean, the police station here is $500 a week too. So we just put down $2,000 a week, basically, in service buildings. So our profit margin has just tanked. But that's okay because we are growing. Like, the number is still rising. We're still making money here. And right now we could just idle like this. We could totally just idle like this, just chilling out. Looks like we have plenty of residential zoning down. We're expanding the commercial sector. We don't really have much demand for industry, but what I'd like to do actually is start to kind of maybe spend a little bit of the money that we do have and create a sort of a little farming area here. How strong? We can go up to this map mode. We can go to natural resources. We can actually get a sense of what do our natural resources look like, and it is showing that there's fertile land here. So it might be kind of fun. Tiny town, we hit 1,000 population. Here we go. Here we go. Lots of stuff getting unlocked here. Okay, we got parks. We've unlocked parks. We have high schools now where citizens can get quite a bit more educated. We got some new policies. This one's not too crazy. This one's not going to cost us a lot of money to get up to speed on this. The parks are relatively affordable. And then we could build canals. We're probably not going to worry about that. That's sort of advanced stuff, but sort of goes towards creativity, right? This game is sort of just it's a sandbox game. Should have said this in the first episode, but this is really just a creative sandbox. We're just playing this game to make a city that we're proud of, kind of, you know what I mean? For one reason or another. So let's actually get some parks in here. We can definitely afford it, but we do need to keep in mind that if we look at a dog park here as an example, we can look at all these parks. 8 simoleons a week. That's really cheap upkeep. We could stick a big park right here. That might be good. That might be really, really nice. That might be a really good spot for it too. Let's look at this. 24 a week for the small playground, but it's only 8 a week for this thing. Park with trees would be 40 a week. That's too big. Yeah, you know, that fits pretty well there. Let's not think about it too much, guys. Let's place it. Make everybody happy. The dog park is 40 a week. Some of these we haven't unlocked yet. Japanese garden. Very nice. Quite a bit more expensive, though, to build the Japanese garden, actually. See, that was only 1,000. Dog park is 5,000, though. Okay, wow. You know, it might be kind of nice, actually, to build a Japanese garden in the commercial sector. That might look kind of nice. I like to kind of find a spot where we won't destroy as many buildings, so let's just plop it there and only destroy one building rather than two. That'll make them a bit happier. So what we're looking for here is, as you can see, these start to turn like a bluish, right? Like a bright sky blue. That means that they're sort of satisfied. But right now, these people could use some more parks because they're still reddish. Still could use some more parks. Let's go in with a small playground there. In fact, I think what we're going to do is... Oh, power issues. Power issues. Big time. Another windmill. I'm really looking forward to unlocking some of these higher yield power plants. Oh, sewage issues. We're finally getting over that hump for water, where we probably just need to go back to our water and just do a big raise, like put it up to like 75. And eventually we'll be working up to having a 100% water budget. That's going to be just fine, though, doing that. Well, let's keep putting in more parks here until this is nice and blue in this area. Parks are really important because they increase the land value. The music is getting obnoxiously loud here. And then it just disappears. The soundtrack in this game could be so much better. Better designed, I think. Nice, we'll be able to fit a big park in there, but we need to make sure we didn't cut power lines, and we did. Let's get that there. Sure that's in there. Nice. Okay, that's sealed up. So power will continue to flow uninterrupted. Man, they still want parks. So what we're going to do, instead of placing another park, let's look at our policies here. Parks and recreations. Make your parks and plazas the envy of the country. Moderately increases the land value around parks and plazas. I believe if we hit this button, it's going to make the parks have a stronger effect. There we go. We can start to see things are going to that sky blue now. Starting to go to that sky blue. In fact, this is looking good. Have we built a dog park yet? No, we haven't. Let's put a dog park in the commercial area. The nice thing about the Japanese garden is it's a very small park. It's one of the smallest parks in the game. So you can build it without destroying multiples of buildings. There, unfortunately, we're going to have to... That actually has influence over here even. Nice. So for the most part, it's not perfect. We can go to the map mode for land value now. And recreation. So it's not deep, like, not deep, but super bright light blue, right, everywhere. But it's not bad. It's not bad. As we grow out here, we'll probably build more parks here, and that'll help round out this section here. But a lot of these people are very, very happy. If we go to land value, we can see that the land value, especially by the water, is quite a bit higher, but the land value is growing in these areas. It's growing. Growing. So I wonder, are we getting level 2 buildings anywhere? Attract wealthier customers. Okay. I think it's all, like, before we can get level 2 commercial and level 2 industry, it's really going to come down to having higher level residential is really the key. Let's get some more commercial in there as we're looking down here at our demand. So we are making money. We've grown to 1,000 pop. We have a loan out, but even with it is slowly getting paid off automatically. Like, the payment left is going down. We're not just paying the interest on it. We are paying, we're paying it down over time. It'll automatically just pay down over time. We still have some areas that homes can be built, so we don't have to rush to build more of those things. I think on the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to build and expand into a agricultural section based on this fertile ground here. I think we're going to fill this in with agriculture just for fun. That will be really neat. Maybe we could even add a forestry section or something too. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And until the next one, I will see you guys later. Have a good one.